This is a HeadGum podcast.
This episode of Handsome is brought to you by Booking.com. Yeah. From vacation rentals to hotels across the U.S., Booking.com has the ideal summer stay for absolutely anyone, even those who might seem impossible to please. Whether you're booking for yourself, your partner, your picky teens, or your sleep light, rides early mom, you can find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com.
One thing I always look for when I'm booking a trip away is a pool. Whether it's treading water or swimming with the whole family, Booking.com makes it easy to find a place with a big pool. A hot tub is a bonus, as is a sauna, and the ultimate cherry on top, a water slide or a diving board. What says summer fun more than doing a cannonball in a hotel pool? If our family can find their perfect stay on Booking.com, anyone can.
Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, yeah. Book today on the site or in the app. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like you know to check that the beach you're headed to for a day lying in the sun is made of sand and not rocky boulders.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Handsome, chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod. Chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Handsome Pod. It's me, your friend and host, Tig Notaro, sitting here with
Fortune Feimster, me.
And me, Mae Martin.
And Biggie, he's here too.
Is he?
And Thomas, there he is.
There he is. Oh,
Hi, Biggie.
Biggie flying on in on his bed.
He's on sleep now.
Yeah.
Good
That
to
is
see
the
you guys.
life.
Good to see you too.
Oh yeah, good to see you.
We were supposed to be in person today, and I'm sick. So
You're getting a little sicky poo.
yeah, man, I'm sick. It's so boring, and no one cares.
We care. We want you to be okay, but we do appreciate you not getting us sick.
Yeah,
right?
tell us
Well, that's what I'm always thinking about.
about not getting anyone sick, and tell us about your sickness.
Well, thanks. It's riveting. It's we're talking a classic cold. I'm drinking a hot beverage out of a mug that a Handsome listener gave us at a live show.
Oh,
It says a pineapple apart, and there you go.
Oh, I
that
love
is
it.
a nice mug.
Isn't it? It's my style of mug because it's like
Nice and big.
It's
Yeah,
big. It's earthy. It's like
that's
Yeah.
good. That
I
is
love it.
really good. Think of all of the things that our listeners have made and haven't been able to give to us. Because we
Right.
get things sent to us,
Occasionally.
handed to us. Remember that woman tracked me down, ran down the airport in Austin to give me the Biggie Dead Eyes
That's right.
t-shirts.
right.
We had things crocheted for us.
Yeah. Somebody knitted. Yeah, crocheted a guacamole
the
and
thing
avocado bear.
That and then what are the things called when it's like in a wooden circle?
Oh, like needlepoint.
Needlepoint. We've had that.
Yeah.
People are very
What are those things called?
I don't know. But
In a
people
wooden
are very
circle.
crafty.
I never would have guessed needlepoint.
Really?
Yeah, you would have held me hostage for life trying to guess. I would have guessed wooden nickel.
Wooden nickel for sure.
That'd be my guess.
Well, what was that thing you guessed on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune?
How dare you?
How
dare you?
It was
What was it? Why don't I know this?
thing
How
I've
dare you.
ever seen in my life.
It was the what?
One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
It was not meant to be funny, Fortune Marie.
It was so funny. What
Fortune,
was the
do not
thing?
embarrass me like this in front of our listeners.
Talk about an exercise.
Yes. Well,
What was it?
May, you have to Google it. It's the greatest.
May
It was
don't Google it.
So obvious what it was. But what did you say it was? It
I
was like
said the right
riding an
answer.
exercise bike or something. And did you
okay.
say
You have to.
exorcist? I sucked at Celebrity Jeopardy, so I can laugh.
Well, they give you just bits and pieces of the sentence or phrase, and I chose crashing my exorcist bike.
That was
Fortune Marie.
I cried laughing at that.
I had to stand by what I said.
And you did.
I
like,
did.
Yep.
I stood firm right there with Thomas Lennon and Nikki Glaser laughing at me.
That was one of the best TV moments in a while.
Crashing my exorcist bike. That was my delivery. As it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, this cannot possibly be the answer. But I didn't know what else could be the answer. And as soon as I realized it was exercise and not exorcist, it still made no sense. But made more sense than my exorcist bike.
So funny. That brought me a good tickle. Thank you.
You are the worst, Fortune.
How good is it that moment is immortalized? Like, most people's embarrassing moments just live in their memories, but that is forever. That will forever exist.
How do you know it was embarrassing? I was proud. It was a proud moment. Oh my gosh, crashing my
Listen,
exorcist
I'll
bike.
never play on Celebrity Jeopardy again. I'll tell you that.
Why?
Like, are you banned?
No, I just was not great. I had a hard time with the buzzer. Yeah, and I answered some just dumbass things.
And the worst thing is we're playing for charity.
Oh, God.
And so, like, you want to help people, you want to raise money, you want to do what's right. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm a buffoon representing your organization, and my sincerest apologies. I felt like such a failure chiming in with, crashing my exorcist bike. What the hell did I just say? Yeah.
But you won them. You won them money regardless.
Yeah.
It's all for a good cause.
Could have gotten them more.
That's all right.
Thanks for
Next
understanding.
time.
Yeah, I
feel
don't
like
think
you're
there will
gonna-
be a next time.
I want you to go back on, and then it's a similar clue, and you're like, this time I'm not going to fuck up. And so you're like, exercise bike. And you're like, it was actually exorcist bike this time.
Damn it. You got me. What else? What's shaking? How's your mother, Fortune?
She's doing all right. I just went to go visit her. So we had some nice chats. We found a bench. I love sitting on a bench.
Mm-hmm.
And just
you're easy to please that way.
really, honestly, I am. I just I was in my hometown, and it's such a cute little area, and we just went to the park and sat and chatted for a while. She went to Emory in Atlanta and met with a specialist who gave her some hope, which she was really happy about.
That's amazing.
Everybody else she had talked to kind of has been a little doom and gloom. And he basically said, like, you got to do 3 months of chemo before we can even begin to come up with a plan, because we need to see how your body responds to it, and everybody's body is different in its response. So once you do that, you'll come back, and then there's a lot of things, a lot of trials, and a lot of whatever, and don't think about lifespan and numbers, and just let's start this journey and see how it unfolds.
Well, that's the epitome of a great bedside manner.
Yeah. Just like one day at a time.
Yeah.
And just having that openness, and I think it's really something, that positivity that you get around you and that you feel, and that it's all telling your body a message. you know? And I think that's really, really great.
Yeah.
So-
So she had like a pep in her step when she called.
Great.
That's amazing.
And she said she was very happy she went, and now she's gonna start this chemo journey.
It's a road, but man, I'm glad that she found what sounds like one of the best places to go for what she has. And then having a doctor with that kind of vibe and that news. And
he was like, listen, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's you have, this is a tough, what you have is not great, like this is a tough road. But we're just going to do what, like you said, day by day, take it and see what all we can do.
I think that's, sometimes it is, like you said, he didn't sugarcoat it. And I think that's, I mean, the vibe, obviously, I didn't meet this guy, but the vibe sounds just really good because of not sugarcoating it and because he's not doom and gloom and leaving that openness for reality and that reality being a medical reality, but also an emotional reality, like to leave that space open for you to kind of bounce between the two, because it's going to be an ongoing roller coaster. It's not great, but here's what's positive about it.
And letting it be unwritten, the future, like,
right.
Yeah.
And apparently that's kind of the vibe of this Emory Winship, the whole program is, a lot of people approach it everything from a positive position of like attitude, just a very good demeanor and attitude. So she's definitely in a good place. So happy about that, and happy she feels the oomph to fight and get through this.
I feel like she's gonna be really popular in the chemo space. Like she's gonna all the nurses are gonna love her. She's gonna make friends.
She will
inspire others.
She will make the most of this terrible situation for sure.
100%. Well, thanks for sharing it with us.
Yeah,
for sure.
Thanks for asking.
So when'd you get back?
Like 2 days ago.
Okay, cool.
I'll be kind of popping in and out of North Carolina a lot more, just even if it's for a short visit, just why not?
Yeah.
How about you guys? What's up with y'all?
Well, I told Tig on a mini episode, but I went to the desert, and then I guess this is the Lord punishing me for going to the desert. I got a cold. And then...
Is that what people usually leave the desert with? Is a cold?
Did you make out with strangers in the desert? Is that why you got a cold?
With a lizard and a strange ghost I met in Joshua Tree National Park.
A strange ghost, not
ghost.
A normal one.
Ghost.
You know what I found out? Dung beetles navigate using the Milky Way as their navigation system, and they're the only animal that does that.
Mae Fact,
and not the Milky Way candy bar.
Fortune.
I'm going to sit this out for a second.
You guys can't stop, won't stop.
You can't stop that?
I could, but do you want me to?
So it's can stop, won't stop.
That's right.
Okay.
Can't stop, don't want to stop.
That's right.
What about you, Tig? What's up?
Oh, what is up? Gosh.
Anyway, should we go to our question?
Yes. Let's go to our question. If I'm honest, I had a bit of a weird day today, but it's good. Stephanie and I go on a walk every morning.
Oh. Yeah.
And we drop Max and Finn off, and then we go on a walk, and I don't know. You know how just something from your life sneaks up on you and then just wrestles you to the ground?
Really?
Yeah.
Like from your past?
Yeah. I mean, not to fully go in neck deep into anything, but I think it's just the gist of it is loving our kids so much. And it spun into a conversation of knowing that my father loved me and my brother so much. And he just wasn't really, so many factors in life made him not available or around and whatever. And it tripped me up when we were talking about it. And I got so emotional. And I was saying, I've never been mad at my father.
Yeah.
I've always just been sad or missed him or confused, through my childhood. And, but it's also through the eyes of being a parent that I know he meant well, and I know he loved me, and I understand his life. I understand his trajectory. I get what happened, for the most part. And then it just came back around to me understanding myself more, and just hoping that in whatever ways that I fumble in life, that my kids will feel that way. Not that this is born out of like some huge fumble of mine, but it's just that's, like I said, I'm not trying to get neck deep into it, but it was so fascinating because it's a topic that typically does not trip me up.
Right.
Man, not only did it trip me, it got me on the walk, and I went home and I started writing like crazy.
Really?
I mean, I started writing about my father. I started writing about my stepfather. I got into so much stuff because even though I was like tremendously emotional, I was saying certain things that was making, I was making jokes, and Stephanie would start laughing so hard where she was like, oh my God, like just that juxtaposition of the joke on what I was talking about. And I was like, I just have to go home and like really get into this. And it was fascinating because it's been my whole day of, and then Stephanie went and did something, came home, and I was filling her in on it. And then I got emotional all over again.
Oh wow!
It's just So, but I'm good. But it's been really, really fascinating.
Yeah, it sounds like something was unplugged unexpectedly, and then the fact that it's flowing out of you to write that's great.
Well, and again, it was so born out of love for Max and Finn, and then I was telling Stephanie about this moment in my childhood that my father came to visit us at my grandmother's house, and he was kneeling on one knee, and we were like 8 and 9, and he had his arm around both of us, and he was just sobbing, saying, I love you guys so much. And it was so, and Stephanie was like, wow. So he emoted like that. I was like, oh yeah, he had no problem with crying about any of that stuff. And this is a guy that walked around with a knife and a pistol in his cowboy boots. And that's not to say that's how everyone should be gearing up for the day. But I just never doubted his love.
Shopping, planning, and cooking food really can be simple and stress-free. Imagine having your weekly shopping cart filled for you and your meals for the week decided on. Taking all that work off my plate is why I love Hungryroot. Hungryroot is the best food ordering service because they help you find options to fit your whole family's taste and nutrition goals. Hungryroot has gluten-free options, dairy-free options, high-protein options, gut-healthy options, and anything else you can think of. Their smart cart technology will recommend you groceries, recipes, and supplements tailored to your specific taste and needs.
As listeners of the show know, I love my vegetables and nuts. Hungryroot has so many fresh options, and when Smart Cart learned I liked fresh produce, they made sure that my cart was filled with the stuff.
Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/handsome and use code handsome. That's hungryroot.com/handsome, code handsome to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/handsome, code handsome.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like to check that you've got a bright enough light bulb for your reading lamp so you're not having to squint when you're staying up all night with that new book.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Because not to get too into the weeds, but he just wasn't around much in your childhood.
Yeah, I mean, my parents divorced when I was 6 months, and he was the guy that my grandmother, my mother's mother, didn't approve of, and when they split, he was, they were young partiers, and
Right.
Yeah.
2 babies are born, and they were in their 20s, and in the 70s, people weren't consciously uncoupling. It
Right.
was
Yeah.
it was very severed and not terribly open, and a lot of complications in life.
Yeah.
Did your mom had full custody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we would see him every now and then, and there was a lot. There was a lot. But I think losing my mother and then my stepfather, and there's kind of backed up emotions, I think, in processing somebody else, another parent who wasn't directly always in my life, you know.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like I hit it today.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been sad before and stuff, but like this was just like not just sadness, it was like a real awakening, and like I said, my love for my kids like cracked it open and really made me get in touch with his love for us,
It's funny, like we have so much fluency now around like mental health, and I feel like we have so much empathy for our parents' generation and our grandparents, and so it's tough sometimes. Multiple feelings are existing at once because you so clearly see this like wounded person, but then also how it's affected you, and it's a tough thing to balance.
Oh yeah, it's really interesting. Like I feel like I did like some sort of drug trip where I was like, I love everything and everyone, and I get it. You know what I mean? Like I forgive, and I hope you forgive me, and I, all of those things just hitting at once, and it any sadness also felt just good too.
Think about like the generosity that you were showing him and your mom and everything, and the love, and in this circumstance, it's like there's no doubt that your kids, for any minor fumble, are gonna have the same perspective. You're the three-dimensional human being, for sure. They will. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've been having that like thing, going through different things in my life right now where it's made me understand what my parents were dealing with when they were my age, and I thought they were like so old when all of their fractures were happening, and and I'm like, we were the same age. That's crazy to me.
You're the exact same age, right?
My parents divorced at the age I am right now.
Wow.
And it just made me, when I realized that, I was just like, oh my God. Not that I was like, I never really held on to their divorce in that kind of like victimy way, but it definitely just made me see them as like, oh, they just were doing the best they could.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that was that in the 80s?
That would have been 92.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
92.
You guys are having deep thoughts today. I like it. It's, I gotta say, this cold is making me think about all colds, really. I feel.
I wasn't having that thought today, but Tig's journey made me think of that. That has been on my mind. Just seeing your parents in that more vulnerable way of like, I don't know what I would have done in their position had I been 3 kids deep, no money, like you make the decisions you make and try to not mess people up too much.
Oh man. Yeah. I've recently been encouraging my parents to drink water, and then I was like, when did that happen that I
Like parenting.
yeah, like
them?
that, yeah, like as a kid it never crosses your mind that your parents
Yeah.
need to drink more water.
Yeah.
And are they doing it?
I don't know. I'll check in next. I'll let you know.
Their skin's glowing next time you see them.
Yeah.
They're like, it never occurred to us to drink water until you said something.
Well,
Well, I
anyway.
think that's good for you. I think it's good to have these like releases too, you know?
Well, yeah, it's crazy when they, I mean, I am never walking down the sidewalk boo-hooing, you know? It's not really the place where and I'm not like a hard cry. I definitely, and that's what Stephanie was pointing out. She was like, wow, so your brother, your mother, and your dad and yourself, you're all
Criers.
yeah. And I'm like, yeah, fully.
Is Stephanie not a crier?
Not really. I
Yeah.
mean, she does for sure, but
Yeah.
I beat her to it every time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
I cry.
Me
I try
too.
to be stoic, but it just it comes. The
Yeah.
cancer in me is just like emoting right away.
And and again, it's like when it hits you from behind and I was like, "Oh, I'm about to cry." Which is what I said on the walk, and Stephanie was like, "Oh." And I was like, wow, I'm a little surprised right now, you know?
Yeah.
And, but it was such a good release. And yeah, like I said, to sit down and just write. And I told Stephanie, I was like, I don't know if this is for me or for the rest of the world or what, but I wrote about my father. I wrote about my stepfather. I wrote about, everything that came to my mind, and all serious and jokes, everything.
That's your sweet spot though.
Yeah. And the best thing is to write it just for you, as if no one's ever gonna hear it, and then decide once it's written.
Yeah.
Then you get the real juice out.
Do you ever find yourself writing for the audience, or and then back up, or are you always like, this is for me and I hope you come along?
Sometimes I feel like there's pressure to have a clear point of view on things for an audience when I might not know how I feel about anything. So, I don't know. Yeah.
I haven't at my stand-up, I haven't dug crazy deep emotionally. There are clearly some things happening in my life right now that are going to require that. And I haven't begun that process, and I will be interested to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
So you are open to that?
Yeah, I think there's some stuff I'm not going to get crazy personal, but there will be things to share.
Yeah.
But I don't know I'm not going to force it.
Right.
I'm just going to see it as my life unfolds and evolves, what that looks like in terms of what I do talk about.
Yeah.
Well, and that ties into you're doing it for yourself, and you can't do it for the audience. Like, even if the audience is like, give us all the details, some aren't for them.
Yeah, for sure. And they won't be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And maybe all of them, maybe all isn't for them.
Right,
And that's,
yeah.
it just goes back to what you're most comfortable with. And-
Yeah. But I think like the reflection of big changes in life and headed into a new direction is of something to discuss at some point.
Very relatable, I think, to so many people. Yeah.
No doubt.
Good times.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I won't just be making just cooter jokes around here. Don't you worry.
What
you'll
about
still-
charcuterie jokes?
I'll still make cooter jokes for sure.
yeah, good.
They're not just going away.
No.
Good.
You mean cooters or
All of
jokes?
it. Hopefully cooters are here to stay.
Oh, Fortune Marie. Should we move on to our guest?
Yeah,
Let's
we
do it.
should. Well, today's question asker is an awesome musician from Melbourne.
Oh boy, here we.
Wait,
Me-
Mebin?
Melbourne?
But they
But
say
it's-
They don't
As
say
Australians
Mebin.
say Melbourne.
They don't say Mebin, do they?
Australia.
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
But I don't want to impress you guys with my Australian accent, like, once again.
Ooh, I have something for you, Fortune.
Please.
Try this. You as well, May.
Okay.
Rise up lights.
Oh my God.
Rise of blades. Rise of blades.
Oh my God. Wait, I just want to Google sentences to practice Australian accent.
Oh,
Just see.
that keyboard is
Fast
quite with
typer.
us.
So was it really loud?
Clickety clackety clickety clackety.
Are you serious?
You're
Yeah.
a typewriter.
We are dead serious, May. We believe that building a website should be easy. That's why Handsome is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain, showcase your offerings with a professional website, grow your brand, and get paid all in one place.
Plus, Squarespace has integrated SEO tools so you show up more often in searches and find more of your ideal customers or visitors. There are easy integrations for donations, whether you're looking for one-time or recurring contributions. Plus, Squarespace makes it easy to showcase video content on your website with stunning video libraries and monetizable solutions perfect for online courses and premium workshops.
So what are you waiting for? Get started on your dream website today. Head to squarespace.com/handsome for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code HANDSOME to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Wouldn't today be the perfect day to up your fun all in your downtime? With Golden Nugget Online Casino, you can. New players download the Golden Nugget Online Casino app, use promo code HANDSOME, and get a deposit match up to $1,000 in bonus funds with a first deposit of just $5. Then it's time to play.
Spin our legendary slots, try your luck at the tables, and discover exclusive games you can't play anywhere else. Download the app now and make any moment golden. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Deposit matched on first deposit after opt-in up to $1,000 in non-withdrawable casino bonus funds that require 20-time playthrough within 168 hours on select slots. Terms at goldennuggetcasino.com/promos. Ends July 20th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern.
I couldn't hear it. Okay, they're just giving...
Rise of Lanes. Jennifer Lopez. That's a good one. Jennifer Lopez and her lip taint.
Yeah, they're just giving me examples of like put a shrimp on the Barbie and stuff.
Put another shrimp on the Barbie, mate. I can't. My accent just got worse.
Let's introduce our question answer.
Yeah.
We'll continue, but we're not cutting that out.
Okay, of course not.
I'll go back and repeat myself so we can give our friend a proper introduction. Our question asker for today is from Melbourne, Australia, whose platinum charting singles include Killing My Time and Drinking Too Much. Their album Drummer won the 2023 J Award for Australian Album of the Year.
Wow.
G-Flip is asking today's question.
Yeah.
G-Flip's so cool. I'm
Very
actually gonna be in I don't know if it's a secret, but I'm in a music video of G-Flip's.
Seriously?
Secret is out. You heard it here first on Handsome.
G-Flip's like an amazing drummer, but also sings and plays guitar, and it's just super rad and nice. And we met last summer at a Pride event, and just a rad, cool person.
What are you going to do in the music video? The thing that popped into my mind was, do you remember that Enrique Iglesias music video for Hero that had, it was, I like the ones that are a big epic plot.
I can be your hero, baby.
It was like Jennifer Love Hewitt.
I'm not naked in it.
Okay.
That's your
well, then I'm
question.
not watching.
I
love that song Hero by Enrique.
You do?
I love it.
Wow. Yeah, I'm the comedic relief. All the other gay people in the video are the sexy people with tank tops on, and then I come and I fuss at everyone and and then we dance.
We are
and-
all sexy to someone, and we are also all terribly unsexy to others.
That's so true. That's so true.
It
well,
is.
because G Flip's, are they married? Chriselle is G Flip's partner from Selling Sunset.
Selling Sunset.
They're a very good looking couple. Oh my god.
Yeah,
They
they're
are
cool as
married.
hell.
They are
They're
married.
married, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so Chriselle was there watching. And I was like, I gotta bring the sexy because the two of them are very good looking. So
Mhm.
I did my best to like do the like smolder, you know.
Well, yeah, we've seen
Whoa,
that in
with
photo
the eyes.
shoots.
Wait, with the eyes wide, it's a little scary. That was really scary.
Hey,
What sort of message are you sending?
The eyes wide really
how about
changes
this?
the vibe.
Hmm.
That's pretty good. So you've already filmed it.
I did. I bet it's coming out Pride Month. It's probably already out because we are in Pride Month. Almost
Wait,
at the end of it.
have we heard their question yet?
No,
we haven't.
Okay,
'Cause we
okay.
have things to talk about.
Sorry.
With attention spans like ours, we had things to get to.
What's up, Handsome Podcast? It's G Flip here. Huge fans of all of you. Tig May Fortune. Love what you all do. And my little question is, when you were all younger, what did you want to be when you were older? And this is like before maybe we wanted to be in the entertainment industry, like when we're 3, 4, 5 years old. Keeping it wholesome. So yeah, that's my little question, and love all 3 of yours work. You're awesome.
Aw, I feel like I sound just like G Flip when I talk.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're Australian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty.
Do it again.
Hello, handsome. hello, handsome. I'm a fan of all of yous.
I mean, how come we rarely get anybody from Ireland or
Oh
that's
yeah, we should get an Irish person to say, "Hello, handsome. I have a question for you at the top of the morning."
Hey, that was not bad.
It's better than my Australian accent for sure.
But
Hello,
I feel like every
hello,
other
handsome.
guest is
I'm
Australian.
here in the Ireland, looking at the pretty grass and the rainbows and the pot of gold, and I'd really like to ask you a question.
We're
Where
gonna
did fortune go?
slowly alienate ourselves from every country.
I know we're going to see the numbers drop off.
Yeah.
Is there an Irish? Who could we ask? Colin Farrell.
Jamie Dornan, Colin Farrell, Paul
Colin, give us a
Mescal,
ring-a-ding.
Call us
Colin. Hey, do you like that?
Barry Keegan.
Colin,
or
Colin.
whatever. Well, don't you worry. We'll get some Irish blood up in here.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Come in.
Interrupting Irish.
Interrupting Irish. Who?
Top of the morning to you.
I think you. It was a. I think you came in a second too late.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wait, was there a delay? I
think
thought I
would. Yeah, I think there was a delay. I had finished, and then you said it.
Wow, this fight is getting nasty.
Oh God, we have a good time.
You know, we have a laugh.
We have a laugh.
We have a
don't we?
laugh, we have a cough, we have a
We
cry.
have a laugh,
We're
a cough, a
handsome.
cry.
So when y'all were young,
Mm-hmm.
do you remember
Oh,
what you wanted to be?
Do you? Do you,
I
May?
I wanted to be a boy.
If I was a boy, even just for a day.
That
The
would've
song wasn't
been-
out yet.
My theme song. No, I think then the weird thing is I think from like a really young age, my mom told me I was going to be
A
an
boy?
actor or a comedian. No,
You're going to be a boy.
you're a boy, May. They were Irish. Yeah, I think they're, like outside of the entertainment industry, I don't know. I think I always, because my dad would talk about being an actor when he was young, and like, so I was always kind of, it's like the opposite of most people. Like my parents were like, "That's a legit job. You should do that." What about you guys? Because the ones people always say are like vets, astronauts.
Yeah, for sure, an astronaut was the go-to at my school.
Really,
Fireman for the boys.
really.
Yeah, all those blue-collar jobs, and then an astronaut. Yeah, or it would be like
A teacher.
Teacher,
Yeah.
Teacher, yeah. Being a
Doctor.
vet, like kids always want to be vets, but I think the reality of it they would find quite depressing.
It'd
That would be a
very
hard job for sure. But
Yeah,
if you loved them animals,
yeah.
I wanted to be a vet. I mean, I wanted to be several different things,
Mhm.
but I had this white terry cloth jacket,
mm-hmm.
and whenever one of our cats or our dog needed ointment or something, I would put that terry cloth jacket on and I would apply the ointment. Or if a goldfish died, I would put the jacket on. It looked like a vet
or
jacket.
doctor.
And I would, flush the goldfish. I don't know that that's the appropriate thing to do, but
That is what people would do.
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you think a vet would do that?
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
think the vet was going back there and just flushing goldfish, but maybe. I don't know.
Depends on the plumbing.
I also was interested in being an architect.
Really?
Yes.
Like you were doing Lego and stuff and
No, drawing plans out.
whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Cool.
not saying they were good or,
You were building a log cabin house.
Were you like designing your dream home or like tree houses and stuff? And
yeah. I
Yeah.
also think I was very, and this might tie back to my childhood and a lot going on, but I think I was drawing floor plans of, where I'm gonna live, like gotta
away
move
from
out
this
of here.
mess.
Kind of,
I'm blowing this popsicle stand.
yeah. So I was always drawing floor plans.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, maybe I'll be an architect.
yeah.
Yeah.
If they let kids actually design a city, like and be the architects and do all the, it would be there'd be slides in every house and like those poles that you slide down.
Like Barbie's dream house.
Yeah.
Oh, man, was that a dream?
Yeah.
What did you want to do, Fortune?
I'm trying to remember. I feel like I didn't have any goals when I was really young. I just wanted to be footloose and fancy free. Is that the fancy? Is
Yeah.
that the saying?
When
What
was
is
your
that?
most footloose and fancy free time of your life? Because
Probably like those young days.
Mm-hmm.
Kindergarten. I was.
So you had already hit your dream.
Oh yeah, I peaked. I was the most gorgeous I've ever been at 5 years old. My curls were popping.
Oh yeah.
I have a picture of me in kindergarten with these luscious locks. And I was in my soccer cleats. I had a muscle tee on,
Of course.
and our kindergarten teacher, as a activity for the class, had us hammering nails.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Into a block. We were hammering nails at 5 years old.
With actual metal hammers.
Actual giant hammers.
Was this a qualified teacher?
He was amazing. This teacher, he was a man. It was a man. He was in a closeted gay man. We didn't
Sure.
know, but he came out a few years later. Good for him.
He came out at school. Like, did he?
He stopped teaching, I think, and then he came out, and then unfortunately passed away. He was incredible. Everyone wanted him as a teacher, and yeah, I don't remember much, but I do remember that. And so clearly at 5, I wanted to be a construction worker. That was my dream. I wanted to be butch. I wanted to, make sure the house was repaired and standing. I think I did like to draw a lot too. I learned how to draw an apple. And
Good for you, Fortune.
Congrats, yeah.
Thank
I mean,
you. I also
wow.
drew Bart Simpson.
Oh.
Okay.
And an S with the, how you do 3 lines and then the diamond S.
Nothing
No.
more satisfying. Tig,
May
let me-
knows
two
this
against
kind of
one.
May knows this kind of S.
Yeah.
So
trust me.
I thought I was gonna be. I wasn't thinking about architect as much, but I thought I was gonna be a real artiste. Like you're gonna see my paintings.
Do you still have that
somewhere.
first apple you drew?
I don't see. There it is.
Oh, whoop! There it is.
It
Look
could also be an
that.
8.
Yeah.
But I thought I was learning how to do that. I was like, art is for me.
I remember this neighbor of mine telling me when I was like in 7th grade. She said, "My mom thinks you're going to be a comedian."
Oh, wow.
No way.
It was so exhilarating.
Yeah.
I felt seen
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
way I had not ever felt. I was like, whoa, your mother thinks I'm going to be a comedian?
Yeah.
How old were
And
you?
I was in 7th grade.
Wow.
And it's a crazy twist to this story is years later, my neighbor and her mother came to my show in Austin, and they told me that 'cause there were 4 kids in their family, and my friend was the oldest, and she had a brother. I think her brother was the youngest of the 4. Like he was probably 2 or 3 when, you know what I mean? Like anyway, and when they came to my show, they told me that he was in the car with his mother as like a teenager or college age, something like that. And they were listening to This American Life. And I came on, I think this is right, that I came on either This American Life or like local radio show playing comedy clips or whatever. And he said, "Oh man, I love Tig Notaro." And she said, "Well, she was your neighbor." And he was like, "No." He had no idea. Cause like,
No way.
yeah, cause like I moved away, people grew up, like we weren't close over the years, and he never knew that I lived 4 houses down from him.
Funny. That's a trip.
And he had said that to his mother, who said that I should be a comedian or something like that.
So you must have been funny around this mom.
I think
Were
I
you
was
hitting on the mom?
probably,
Like, what's up, Susan?
Also, whenever I would hear the Billy Joel song, what is it? Where he says, "Got a call from an old friend. We used to be real close." Something like, now he's giving stand-up routine in LA. What is that Billy Joel song? Every time I heard that line, I was like, it was electrifying.
Yeah.
Because I secretly wanted to be a comedian, but I also didn't understand the path of ending up on stage. But the Billy Joel song is "My Life," and there's a line that his friend moved out to the West Coast and is now giving stand-up routine in LA.
Wow.
That must be one of the only songs that references stand-up comedy.
I know.
I can't think of any other ones.
Well, it doesn't rhyme with anything.
Yeah,
Comedy.
comedy, yeah.
Dramedy.
There you go.
Vomity.
Yeah, it didn't.
Bomedy, when you don't do well in comedy, you bomedy.
That's right. Stand-up and comedy were not on my radar for till I think college, maybe, or maybe late high school.
Meaning you didn't follow it until then?
Yeah, I didn't. Like people now will be like, what stand-up albums do you listen to growing up? And I was like, I mean, I love like Saturday Night Live, but I didn't listen to like stand-up albums. So stand-up was not on my radar.
Did people tell you were funny though?
In flashes.
In flashes.
I would have like peaks.
You're funny.
Of it. I was pretty shy. And then I would have moments of like coming out of my shell. And in those moments, people would tell me I was funny.
Yeah.
So those were the flashes. But I don't think you would have, if you would ask anyone I grew up with, that they were like, maybe college people, but the younger days, I don't think they were like, oh yeah, she's gonna be a comedian.
Yeah.
I remember, and maybe I've mentioned this before, but in my documentary, the documentary made about me, the director is talking to my stepfather, and he's talking about how he did not know that I was funny.
You didn't share that side of yourself with him?
You forgot to tell him that?
Yeah, I guess I didn't let him know. But I thought that was so funny and incredible. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't realize Tig was funny." But
because
anyway.
didn't you say once you got to like high school, you were like more thinking your path was going to be like music, in the music business?
Well, I got into the music business.
Yeah.
I mean, I also wanted to be the 5th Beatle. When I used to listen to the Beatles when I was little,
Yeah, Yeah.
even though they had broken up and John Lennon had died, when I had their record on, I was like, man, that is my goal in life. I'm going to be the fifth Beatle. And it was just not going to happen. I still don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, I think a rock star, architect, or vet.
I kind of thought I was gonna be like just hitchhiking around, writing poems, and like having girlfriends, and like I just wanted to be like an itinerant poet.
But like when you were really, really young, you thought about girls in that way?
No, I guess when I was really young, no. It was more about like I definitely fantasized a lot about being alone when I was a kid, like about living in a tree house and just having animals as friends, and
Me too.
yeah, and being on my own and in control of my own choices and stuff, which is weird because I'm not that good on my own now. Like I always have a friend staying with me. I like being around people, but yeah.
But you still have critters all in your yard, right?
Oh, do I ever have a menagerie of pals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know whenever I would see TV shows or movies where like a kid lived alone in the woods or had a tree house or was living off the land and best friends with raccoons, I was like, where do I sign?
Yes, exactly.
This is the life for me. Like I'm going to live off of berries, which is what I'm doing now. But even like trees really speak to me. And I was always up in one, always climbing trees. And we were leaving Max and Finn's baseball game the other day, and there was just this extraordinary tree. And I was like, man, Max, look at that. He was like, I'm going to climb it. And I was like, please do.
Yeah.
And so it was, and with his cleats on and everything. And I was a little jealous.
I used to love to get lost in the woods.
Yes.
But you know that moment where like you're blissed out, you're on your own in the woods, like heart pounding and stuff. But then there's a moment where you're like, oh, I'm too far, like, and you can't hear anyone anymore. And then you run back, you sprint back.
No,
no,
no. Like... In fact, I remember my stepfather. There was this creek that was near our house, and oh my gosh, I used to go out into the woods with a clipboard and paper, and I would take notes. And I don't know what my job was that I was imagining. I was in like 4th grade, and I would be taking notes, and I'd be drawing pictures of different animal tracks I was seeing and all that kind of stuff. And my stepfather, I remember, put on rubber steel tip boots to like walk down that creek looking for me.
Really?
You know? Yeah, because I was like so far gone. Yeah, Huckleberry Tig was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
You had to make your report.
Yes, I don't know. I remember one time I was in a sewage ditch and I had leeches on my legs, and I didn't know what they were.
Pure Stand By Me.
What's that?
Like that movie Stand By Me.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that, but I had leeches on my legs.
It was before we worried about ticks and stuff.
Anything.
Or
I wasn't worried
disease.
about a thing.
We didn't care about anything back then. No sunscreen.
I was smoking, you know.
Yeah.
To grow up by a creek, oh man.
Did you?
No, it was very urban always. Like
we was in the city, right?
Yeah, but I could walk to the cemetery, and Mount Pleasant Cemetery was this big. It was really big. Like you could drive around it, and it was kind of the closest thing to nature near me. And so I would always go there I'd go to the 7-Eleven and buy a gallon of chocolate milk, and me and my friend Nicole would go and sit by the graves and drink the shit out of that chocolate milk.
Imagine the things these graves see
or don't see.
Yeah,
true.
I remember one time I was in a graveyard. I was on tour, and I passed this graveyard, and I was like, I'm gonna wander around. And I went into the graveyard, and I saw this tombstone that had birthday decorations all around it.
Aww.
And just like this celebratory vibe.
Yeah.
And it was so stopped me in my tracks. stopped me in my tracks.
What about those big mausoleums? Like, I imagine you die and you have a big Gothic like mausoleum built, a big little.
I don't think I'd
stone-
want to be in one of those.
No.
I don't think
Like-
so. I'd feel
What about a wasp?
claustrophobic.
You
You
think
got
you're
that?
claustrophobic?
Oh, guys, I keep making jokes that suck, and then I.
Let's hear it again.
Yeah, let's hear it
Okay,
again. I
There's
think I
nothing
missed
better
it.
than a repeated joke.
I missed it.
Okay, you said I don't think I want to be in
The
one of
mausoleum.
those, and I said, "What about a wasp?"
Wait.
Okay.
I don't get it.
I don't think I want a bee.
Oh.
I don't think I want a
bee. Okay.
I don't think I want to be in one of those. What about a wasp?
Oh my gosh, Mae,
It
you are on
is-
fire.
It is better now that you've told us.
I'm telling you, I have always been
You have-
destined to be a comedian.
You have to write that down.
Please, yeah,
Oh God.
you should insert that into something.
I
Okay,
have
I'm
to.
writing it down.
This isn't from my childhood, but I did this as an adult and I felt like a child, and it was so freeing, and I cannot encourage people enough to do this. When I lived in Austin, my first girlfriend and I, she's an incredible musician. I play a little drums, a little guitar. Sure.
Yeah, you do. Rock star.
I told her that I had always had a fantasy of taking my drum set in the middle of the night and setting it up in the middle of a golf course and just playing, and people not knowing where the drums are coming from, because who's going to be on a golf course in the middle of the night?
Right.
No one. So we drive the drum set out there,
Wait, you did this?
We did it. We did
What?
it. Yeah. We haul the drum set out into, piece by piece out into the middle of the golf course. She brings her French horn, which she jammed on. And I played drums, she played French horn, and we just went nuts. We were so free. We were laughing. We knew nobody was going to catch us. Nobody knew where it was coming from. And I felt like a child.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
what would
that's
you
fine.
do? Like, if you did catch two people doing that?
I
Like,
don't think we'd get in a lot of
Get out of here
trouble.
with those drums.
It was a public golf course. I can't remember the name of it in Austin, but it's right there in the middle of, I don't know, maybe near Hyde Park, whatever neighborhood that is. If you're a listener in Austin. Yeah, my girlfriend and I went and set up in the middle of the night and just
Look at
rocked
you.
it.
So spontaneous.
I bet someone listening to this is going to be like, "Oh my God, that's what that was!" Like they heard.
I heard this
I heard
noise
this
one night.
French horn, and no.
I love that she has a French horn. What a specific instrument.
Very
Oh my
cool.
God. She played the tuba. She played the zither, banjo, piano, drums, guitar.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I mean,
Van Dyke, if you know what I mean.
everything.
We
I don't know.
May Marie.
Oh my God.
Can you explain it again,
Oh my God.
please?
Dick Van Dyke is
You're
like
gonna
a
make
one
May
man
explain
band, right?
one more joke.
Dick Van Dyke he's always he wears in Mary
Chitty
Poppins-
Chitty Bank or Mary
Mary
Poppins.
He's
Oh,
got
okay.
he's got a drum, he's got a horn, he's got
No,
a
that's another
harmonica.
good one.
And
Write
Van
this
Dyke.
down. No, that's a good reference.
So I've got Dick Van Dyke. I've got wanna be.
Oh my God!
What'd you call
Also, my ex that I did that with
Yeah.
posted a video online of her one-man band.
No.
She did the whole clanky strum she plays accordion,
So the
harmonica,
Dick Van
everything.
Dyke joke was a real winner.
It was on point.
Should we get to our answer here?
Yeah, I
We
just want
shall.
to say that Spice Girls song "Wannabe" I could do "Wanna Wasp." Anyways, let's hear
Oh.
G.
Well,
Flip's.
no. Explain
No,
that.
let's stop for a minute. Think about this. I would like to learn how to play the banjo.
That's
Okay.
really hard. The banjo's harder than the guitar, I think.
Oh,
Biggie.
Biggie's up from his nap.
You just want to say hi.
Hi, Biggie. Let me
Um,
see that face.
Okay. There he is.
There he is.
Every time I can't believe that is a real face.
I
And
get
the tongue?
He got a little haircut.
The tongue hanging out.
Mm.
What a guy.
Don't show us his privates this time, though, okay?
Do we look
Look at
alike?
him. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
There's a
put your tongue
similarity.
out. There we
Yeah,
are.
I
Look
see
at
it.
that. Yeah, twins.
Yeah.
He just wanted to say hi to his handsome friends.
Oh my God, that is insane that face exists on this planet.
I feel like I don't want to overdo him and make people get tired of him, but I feel like his face makes people happy and they should see him,
nobody's gonna get sick of that face.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Thank
I
you
don't
for
think
letting me.
that's a risk.
If they are, serial killer.
F 'em.
That's a serial
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Should
Let's
we
hear the answer.
And my answer to that question of mine is I was dead set on being a taxi driver.
Whoa.
I love cars, still love cars. And I just wanted to drive people around and just chat to random folks every day. And yeah, was real keen on being a taxi driver. Which I guess if the music fails, I can always go back to my early dreams.
You know what would have been a good kind of taxi cab driver? Remember that show Taxi Cab Confessions?
Oh, yeah.
If that made anyone want to be a taxi driver,
Yeah.
I believe it, because the hot goss that was happening in those taxis was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Also, that's really interesting to love cars and the go-to is taxi cab driver. Like, why not
Right.
car salesperson
Yeah.
or race car driver?
Because they
Mechanic.
wanted to
mechanic,
chat
yeah.
with people, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they love to chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. All
Born to
right.
chat, just like you, Tig.
Yeah, born
Yeah.
to chat, girl.
I have an ex with a tattoo, BTC, born to chat.
Really?
Thanks for the amazing question.
Yes.
Yes, G Flip. We
That was
appreciate
fun
it.
to reminisce about, childhood. And I think it tied in nicely with that big parental intro.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. I hope I get to meet G Flip and Chriselle soon.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
All in good time.
Yeah.
All in good time.
Yeah. Anybody have anything going on? I feel like Fortune isn't doing anything.
I sure do have some things going on. I'm on tour, you guys. I'll be
Let's
at the
hear about it.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort in Lincoln, California on June 27th. And then taking a little time off in July, which is nice. And I'll be in Edmonton with Mateo Lane in July. And then San Antonio, Houston, Norfolk, Virginia, Richmond, DC, Portland, Maine, and Boston, among many other dates that are coming.
Nice.
Can I tell you something really ridiculous?
Please.
Every time, and obviously Thomas edits things nicely, so it sounds all clean and like we're chiming in right away, and people don't realize that I am always slowly mentioning my tour dates.
Yeah, you're Googling them.
Well, I have been doing that by pulling up my calendar
Yeah.
and going through each month and looking for shows that I have. And it just dawned on me the other day that I could pull up my
Your
tour
website?
dates on my website. And this is the first time I'll be doing this. So anytime
my
you've heard me rattle off dates, it has been an ordeal for me. And I don't appreciate that
love it.
nobody has helped me with that. And you just let me struggle.
That's right. And people check out season 2 of Fubar that's streaming on Netflix right now. I play a
Yeah.
CIA
How
agent.
dare you interrupt me?
I'm sorry.
Pew, pew. I will be live and also in concert August 17th in West Hampton Beach, New York, and then August 23rd in Provincetown, Massachusetts. 2 shows. First one is sold out, and I have not checked on the second one in weeks. So for your sake, I hope there's some tickets left for the second show. Also, go to tignotaro.com for any Largo or Dynasty typewriter shows in Los Angeles. I think that's it. What about you, Mae?
I think I don't have much going on. I think check out my Instagram. I've always got shows in LA at Largo and Dynasty Typewriter, but I think I'm just chilling out. So
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, check out Feel Good on Netflix, or if you listen to music, you might like to listen to some of mine on Spotify.
Some great tunes that Mae's got going on.
Thanks.
Yeah, every now and then something will pop up on Instagram and I'm like, that's a good tune.
Thank you.
That is a good tune.
I love that.
Yeah, me too. Nothing wrong with hearing a good tune. And Mae, you say you're not up to much, but pack up a drum set and go out into the middle of a golf course and hit it. How fun does that sound?
That sounds perfect to me. Yeah.
All right. Well, please subscribe to the podcast, the audio version and YouTube. And also send your favorite episodes to friends and loved ones and help us build this very handsome community. And until next time, what do you say? Let's
keep it handsome.
Handsome.
Yeah.
Handsome. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like you know to check some shops for souvenirs before heading home from that big overseas trip. Don't forget to get a present for your pet sitter.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
That was a HeadGum podcast.